A mother's scream cuts through the jungle, but it's not a roar of power, it's the sound of terror. A tiny gorilla lies helpless in the middle of a cracked road, its body wrapped tight in the suffocating grip of a massive anaconda. Every second, the snake's muscles tighten. Every breath becomes harder. Dust swirls around them as the baby fights with everything it has, but it's not enough. From the forest edge, the mother charges forward, not with aggression, but with desperation. This is no longer about survival of the fittest. This is about a parent watching their child slip away. And what happens next will make you question everything you thought you knew about the wild. The snake lifts its head. Its cold, black eyes lock onto the approaching silverback. A forked tongue flickers in the air, tasting the threat. Two titans of the jungle now face each other, one driven by hunger, the other by something far more powerful. The mother slams her fists into the earth. The ground shakes. The sound echoes like a war drum. But the question remains, how did a peaceful morning turn into this nightmare? Just minutes earlier, everything was calm. Deep in the heart of an African forest, a family of gorillas moved through their daily routine. The sun filtered through the canopy. Birds sang. Insects hummed. A young gorilla, barely 2 years old, played without a care in the world. He chased a bright blue butterfly, his small hands reaching out as it danced just beyond his fingertips. His mother watched from nearby, her silver-streaked back a symbol of experience and strength. She let him wander, just a little. It was how he would learn, how he would grow. This was the trust that nature builds over millions of years. But that trust was about to be shattered. The butterfly led the young one towards something strange, a long, straight line cutting through the forest. An old road, aughten by time, its gray surface cracked and faded, overtaken by weeds. To the little gorilla, it was just another place to explore. He didn't know that stillness can be the jungle's most dangerous disguise. Above the road, heat shimmered in waves, distorting the air. And in that distortion, something waited. The moment his small feet touched the asphalt, everything changed. From the tall grass, a blur of motion. The anaconda had been lying there, soaking in the warmth, completely invisible. It didn't hiss, it didn't warn, it just struck. Silent, fast, deadly. Before the baby gorilla could react, the first coil wrapped around him. His playful chirps turned into panicked screams. Back in the clearing, his mother's world stopped. Her head snapped toward the sound. The gentle watchfulness in her eyes vanished, replaced by raw fear. She exploded into motion, crashing through the underbrush with terrifying speed. But she wasn't the only one who heard those cries. Miles down that same road, two men were about to drive straight into the middle of this battle. When the mother reached the road, she didn't hesitate. She grabbed at the snake's thick body, pulling with every ounce of her incredible strength, but it was like trying to bend iron. The anaconda didn't let go. Instead, it squeezed harder. Her roars grew more frantic, a heartbreaking sound of fury mixed with helplessness. She was losing him. That's when the Jeep appeared. Ranger Mark and Ranger David rounded the corner and froze. Mark, weathered and experienced, took in the scene instantly. David, younger and burning with the need to help, reached for his door. Mark's hand shot out, stopping him cold. "Wait," Mark said, his voice sharp. "Think. We have to do something." David's voice cracked with urgency. "Look at her," Mark replied, never taking his eyes off the mother gorilla. "If we rush in now, she won't see us Osaito. Help. She'll see us as another threat, and she'll kill us before we take 3 steps." It was the brutal truth. A mother gorilla protecting her child is one of the most dangerous forces in nature. Her strength can snap thick branches like twigs. Her instinct overrides everything. Any wrong move would end in disaster, for them and for the baby. They were trapped in an impossible choice. Every second they waited, the snake's grip tightened. The young gorilla's struggles grew weaker. His tiny chest rose and fell in shallow gasps. His eyes, once wide with fear, began to lose their light. Time wasn't measured in minutes anymore. It was measured in heartbeats, and those heartbeats were fading. If this story is pulling at your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to see the power of courage and compassion. Mark made the decision. Grab the poles. Now. They moved fast, pulling two long, sturdy poles from the back of the Jeep. Simple tools, meant for clearing brush. Today, they would be weapons. They approached slowly, carefully, never moving directly toward the mother. They circled wide, reading her body language. She saw them. A new roar tore from her throat, torn between the snake and these new intruders. She was caught between three fears at once. "David, distract the tail. I'll go for the leverage point," Mark barked. David jabbed his pole toward the snake's lower body, drawing its attention. Mark wedged his pole between the coils and the baby's ribs. He pushed with everything he had, using the pole as a lever. The snake's muscles were like stone, but slowly there was give. The anaconda thrashed violently. Its head whipped around, jaws open, striking at the air near Mark's leg. But David kept hitting the snake's body. Hard, repetitive strikes. Not to hurt it, but to break its focus. It was working. The snake was being attacked from all sides. Its instinct to hunt was being drowned out by its instinct to survive. With one final push, a key coil loosened. The knot began to unravel. The anaconda, overwhelmed, made its choice. It released its grip and slithered off the road, vanishing into the jungle in seconds. Silence. But the victory felt empty. On the ground lay the motionless body of the baby gorilla. The mother rushed to him, nudging him gently with her nose, then harder. Nothing. She let out a sound that was no longer a roar. It was grief, pure and raw. Mark knew what he had to do. He handed his pole to David, pulled a small medical kit from his belt, and took a breath. Then he walked forward, slowly, hands open. He didn't look her in the eyes. That would be a challenge. He kept his gaze soft, focused on the baby. David stood ready, prepared to intervene if things went wrong. The mother gorilla watched him. Her body was tense, every muscle ready to explode. Mark stopped a few feet away and knelt down, making himself smaller. He didn't speak, he just waited. And then, something extraordinary happened. She looked from her baby to Mark, back and forth. In her dark, intelligent eyes, a decision formed. Slowly, almost impossibly, she nudged the baby's body forward, toward him. It was an act that defied instinct. It was trust. Mark's hands trembled as he placed 2 fingers on the baby's chest. There was a pulse, barely. He began chest compressions, gentle but firm. Then he pulled a cold pack from his kit, activated it, and placed it on the baby's head to reduce swelling. The mother rumbled deep in her chest, a continuous sound, but she didn't stop him. She just watched. It felt like forever. Then, a cough. A tiny sputtering sound. The baby's chest heaved, his eyes fluttered open. The mother scooped him up instantly, cradling him to her chest. She stroked his fur, her rumbles now soft and soothing. Before she turned to leave, she did one more thing. She looked directly at Mark and David. For a long, quiet moment, she held their gaze. There was no anger, no fear, just understanding, acknowledgement. Then she turned and disappeared into the forest, her baby safe in her arms. Mark and David stood alone on that dusty road, the jungle returning to its quiet hum. They had witnessed the violence of nature, but they had also been part of something rare. A bridge built between species in a moment of desperation. A reminder that the bond between mother and child is universal, that courage and compassion are not owned by any one kind. We share this world in ways we often forget, connected by invisible threads of life, loss, and love. If this story moved you, hit that like button and share it with someone who believes in the power of connection. Subscribe to see more stories that remind us what truly matters. Thank you for being here.